This is Maple Crest Apartments versus Zalia Park and any other occupants. Let me make my note here. Manager, McBauer. Defendant via Zoom. We were here last week to continue this matter. This was a non-payment of rent case. We determined at that time that through February, the rent was $2,285 and $186.45 for a total of $2,471.45. Mr. Knopfinger, what's the current status here?
Yeah, Judge, that's changed ever so slightly. Obviously, the filing fee, the service and attorney's fees remain unchanged. However, the total arrears with rent and late fees is now $2,354.
Through when?
Through today.
And then 186.45.
Yes.
In cost. Let's add that up. 2,540.45. What's the cause for the cost to go up that much in a week?
A couple things. There were late fees. I think they were unaccounted for. I just compared my numbers with Kelly, who is on here. If you want to speak to that, Kelly.
Yes. So I'm sitting, I've got her at the office. I've got her tenant ledger up. Ms. Parker moved in February 10th of last year. She paid 3 times within that period of time. The last payment we received was July 14th. Since
That's
then,
5 months, 6 months.
She paid once April 4th, she paid once April 12th, and she paid once on July 14th. We have not received any payments since then, and she has been assessed late fee charges. In addition, Your Honor, I was not able to speak last week. I'm not sure if there was something wrong with the microphone, but she had mentioned that her income had been reduced. Ms. Parker lives in a Section 8 subsidized property. Her rent is based upon her income. She not once has come to notify the site office, emailed or left any messages stating that her income was reduced. Had we known that, we would have been able to adjust her rent accordingly to 30% of her monthly income. She has failed to respond to any attempts that we have taken in by leaving notices on her door, in envelopes, messages, emails. And so at this point in time, she's not done anything to comply to the terms of her lease agreement as far as rent payment and recertification goes.
All right, well, Ms. Park, I guess this was bound to happen. If you've only paid your rent 3 times in a year, haven't made any payments since July, that there would be a shortfall. Your rent is not very high. It's $272 per month, but you need to pay this large amount or you're subject to being evicted. What's your response?
I did try calling them, but nobody would pick up. I tried calling them a couple times, like.
I've done that for 3 months, 6.
Did you ever walk over to the office to talk to anybody?
Yeah, I looked for, like, when I look out my window, you can see if her car is there. So if her car is not there, then I don't know. Because it was like a while where I would look out the window to see if she's over there and her car just wouldn't be there. So I don't know.
Well, let me ask this. What's your plan? Have you made any plan to move?
Yes, DHS. I'm waiting for them to give me the letter back
About what?
to see if they'll help me pay it.
Well, right now, I'm gonna tell you, you have to pay that amount of money or you have to move out in 10 days. Your story's pretty weak. You haven't paid any rent since July. It's now February, and you never once talked to the management who's got an office in the complex. A couple of casual phone calls and a drive-by of the complex doesn't really amount to much effort to deal with this. So you're on the precipice of being evicted. If DHS does give you some emergency help, you have to pay the entire amount. So let's say they give you $2,000. You'd still owe 540 additional dollars, or you would be subject to being evicted. You did tell me last week you did get your SSI back.
Yeah,
When?
they had gave it back. I think last month, and then they just took it again. So I don't know what they're doing.
All right. So right now you have no income. Well, at minimum, I would recommend you go in and talk to them about recalculating this, but I find you haven't made any effort to get a recalculation. Through February, 2,354, 186.45 in court costs for 2,540.45. You can share that number with DHS. You have 10 days from today to pay that amount or you're subject to being evicted. That's February the 16th. As I told you, a partial payment will not prevent a writ of eviction. No money judgment is entered at this time. And if there's additional damage or cost that could exceed this, you could be responsible for that also. If you do move, you need to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. So
Okay.
I would that you do the following things. I'd recommend you immediately share this number with DHS, $2,540.45. You'll get a copy of the judgment, but it'll take a few days to get there in the mail. Secondly, I'd recommend you go in to see the management and discuss your circumstances. I don't know whether you're eligible for any sort of recalculation, but you can't just not expect to pay any rent for 7 months and not have a consequence. Third, I would look for another place to move to because when the sheriff comes and puts your stuff out on the street, it's very unpleasant.
Judge, it may be important to mention to Kelly, please confirm this, that Kelly told me that she isn't able to retroactively adjust the subsidy. So that
Okay.
amount due, but if Ms. Parker were to cover that amount moving forward, it could be recalculated.
That is correct. HUD does not permit us to do retroactive recertifications. If the tenant
Well,
has not
if you are
reported-
going to stay, then it's very important if you haven't, you're eligible for a recalculation, but everybody here would like to have a nice apartment for $262 a month. And there's a waiting list of people that would like to have your apartment. So share this with DHS and go talk to your manager, but you're in a tough spot. You're close to being evicted. All right, do you have any questions?
No.
Meg, do you see any benefit in speaking with her?
Judge, I'm always happy to speak with folks, but, so it's up to her.
Do you wish to speak to the attorney from legal aid?
No.
All right. You're good to go, but you're in a tough spot.